Good morning, Unity on the Bay. Good morning. One more time. Good morning, Unity on the Bay. Yes. Hello and welcome to Unity on the Bay, a positive path for spiritual living. My name is Erica. I'm your platform host today, and it's an honor and a joy to be here with you all today. We're so glad you're joining us this morning, both online and in person. Before Reverend Juan comes up, we have a few community highlights that I would like to share with you. Our Love and Light Gala is approaching. Reserve your seat at our largest and loveliest fundraising event of the year. Our Love and Light Gala will be on Saturday, October 14th at 7:30 p.m. We'll be dining and dancing in the beautiful Jungle Island overlooking scenic Biscayne Bay in downtown Miami. Our special evening together is themed beautifully balanced, inspired by our chakras, the 7 centers within each of us that perfectly balance our humanity and our divinity. To make this evening extra special, you'll have the opportunity to win some exciting items at our silent auction, including health and wellness products, hotel stays, original artwork, and so much more. Last year, our seats sold out weeks in advance, so be sure to get your tickets today. You can save $15 on your ticket with our early bird special. Visit our website, unityonthebay.org, for more information. Another exciting community highlight is our upcoming Unity on the Bay Day. Have you heard about Unity on the Bay Day? Well, for the last few years, we've been declaring one Sunday in August as Unity on the Bay Day. This year, it's Sunday, August 20th, 2023. So what's Unity on the Bay Day? Well, we're glad that you asked. It's a Sunday celebration with some extra glitter and glam and a party afterwards so that you, our spiritual community, can invite your friends and family that's never experienced Unity on the Bay before. So mark your calendar for August 20th and go to our website to RSVP so that we can prepare enough food for the party. And last but not least, we have a workshop coming up this Saturday online and in person with Reverend Juan. Come learn how you can have extra tenacity and strength and grit to support seeing you through your vision of abundance for your life. You'll learn how to be resilient and consistent in your spiritual practice so that you may be stable enough during the times in which your good seems to be delayed. Head over to our website and look for the Power of Grit workshop for all the details and enrollment. And now, join your hands together. Give a nice, warm welcome to our beloved Reverend and dear friend, Reverend Juan.
Thank you for that, Erica. And welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here, being a part of Unity on the Bay, where we are zizzling, right? Can you all feel the zizzle? Can you feel the enthusiasm? Can you feel the zeal? Let me hear you zizzle. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, we are zizzling, yes. For those of you who maybe this is your first or second time at Unity on the Bay, you're wondering, why are they so enthusiastic? Just you wait. Just you wait. But this is our 3rd week of our 3-part series on just really stepping into enthusiasm, zeal, energy to live the life that we are meant to live and live it in big ways. And so I'm really excited that we are closing off this time by talking about something that's really, really special to me. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until I speak. So as Erica said, my name is Juan. I'm the senior minister of this amazing spiritual community. If this is your first or second time joining us, whether in person or watching from home, just know that we already feel that the blessing that you are to this moment and to this spiritual community, and we'd love to get to know you a little bit more. So you can follow the prompts that are on the screen. If you're in the room, you can go see our welcome team at the end of the service, and it's just an opportunity for us to connect with you, see what it is that you are seeking in spiritual community, and kind of, start going steady with each other, right? Like get the relationship going so that you can also feel the blessing of Unity on the Bay in your life. When we come together, we remember our mission or vision. We speak it out loud because we really invite ourselves to embody them. And today, what we're doing is reminding you about the 3 Ps And so I'm sure it's happened where somebody comes up to you and goes, you're always just so happy and full of blessings and nothing gets you down and you never get mad or upset on 995. How do you do it? And you say, oh, it's unity. And they say, what is that? And then you say, it's too hard to explain, right? No. So to make it easy for you, we give you the 3 P's. So let's speak it together so that when somebody says, what is unity? You say, it is positive, progressive, practical. And you know, this morning I realized there's actually a P that is missing. Powerful. Aren't we powerful? Individually and collectively. I'm going to have to talk to Jason about that and see if we can put it in there. And speaking of our power, I am so excited. Well, zeal, power, all these things, right? But I'm really excited. I'm enthusiastic about how we can continue to grow our power and how individuals are showing up to support us in expanding the vision and how Unity on the Bay shows up. And I am so excited to let you know that we have found our new associate minister. So, yes. And a few weeks ago, she put together a video so that we can get to know her a little bit. So let's take a look.
Greetings, Unity on the Bay. My name is Rev Pam Gutierrez, and I'll be joining your warm, welcoming community in just a few short weeks. And in the spirit of getting to know each other, I'll share a few things. I've just returned from visiting my former home state of Oregon because I am a nature lover. And when I'm there, I love to take long walks along the Willamette River with my little dog, Jackie-O. Another thing to know about me is that Gutierrez is my married name. I'm an Italian girl from Philly, so please be patient with me as I brush up on my Spanish. And the final thing I'll share today is that my mission is to create innovative, intergenerational experiences. What that means is just all ages getting together to have fun. My core values are love, kindness, and connection. So connect with me. I'm looking forward to it.
I love our board president, Steve, when he saw the video, he said, she's got the Unity on the Bay smile. And she did make that a couple of weeks ago, so here's some other good news. She actually starts tomorrow, and you'll get to experience her already next Sunday. So, yes. So let's take my gratitude, and I trust your gratitude for that, into this time of prayer. And let's just step into gratitude more deeply right here and right now. I invite you to join me in taking a deep breath. And being even more centered in the awareness that the very presence of God is here now, expressing through and as us, expressing through and as this spiritual community, this divine idea known as unity. And we recognize the many blessings that are already taking shape in our lives. And so in that spirit of gratitude, just say to yourself, thank you, God, for the blessings, for the miracles, for that which is being created and manifested in our lives, bringing us into a greater understanding of our truth, of our wholeness, of our abundance, of all of the ways in which we are already blessed and all of the ways in which we are shaped to be a blessing. Here and now, we claim our good. We claim being blessings and the expression of light into the world. And we know that we are creating heaven on earth. In this moment, we trust that which is within us, that which is asking to express itself. And we trust that the world is ready to experience love and light and peace and joy like never before. For here, we trust the very power of God that leads us to move from playing it small to being big in the world as we are intended to be. Thank you, God, for this moment of understanding. Thank you, God, for this community of support. Thank you, God, for the miracles, the blessings, and all that is taking shape in our lives here and forevermore as we say, we are one with the Creator. The Creator is one with us. And we are blessed. So it is as we let it be. And the people say, amen. Let's have a wonderful Sunday experience.
Thank you, Reverend Juan. Good morning, Unity on the Bay. Let's welcome to the stage Wendy Peterson.
Good morning. Are you ready to live life big? Yes. I'm feeling it. I gotta slow down, stop for a second, take a look around, and I gotta take time to hear that little voice inside saying I came to give you life, so spread your wings and fly. I got a secret to share, you are enough to change the atmosphere, so go into life big, big. I wanna do life big, big. Break out the blue skies, I can feel my heart beating inside. Yeah, it's like a new day. Woke up to hear you say, I came to give you life, so spread your wings and fly. Now go and show no fear, you are enough to change the atmosphere. I wanna do life big, big. Go on and do life big. Oh, I wanna love, I wanna give every day I live. I wanna do life big. I wanna love, serve, and give every day I live. Oh, I wanna do life big. I wanna love, wanna give every day I live. I wanna do life big. I wanna love, serve, and give every day I live. Oh, I wanna do life. I wanna do life big. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanna do life big. I wanna do life big. I wanna do life big. I wanna love like you. I wanna give like you. Oh, I wanna live life big. I wanna serve like you. Lay down my life for you. Oh, I wanna live life big. I wanna live like you. I wanna give like you. I wanna live my life like you. Oh, I wanna live life big.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Derek Kearney, and I'm here this morning representing the parents of the Kids Zone. But first, I want to address the elephant in the room. I know you guys heard my last name is Kearney, and yes, it is true. I am Shantae Haymore Kearney's husband. And it's an honor to be representing her at the mic today, and she is just as awesome off the stage as she is on the stage. But our pride and joy, Evan has been part of the Kids Zone since he was 2 years old. And let me tell you what Brother Raul Hernandez has done with the Kids Zone by dedicating his life, his spirit, and his passion to those children in there. What he creates is a space of love, spirituality, connection, and engagement with those children that we are so grateful to have Evan be a part of. He always shares with us the things that Raul teaches him with the colorings that they do, the other kids that he meets, It is such an amazing experience. We definitely encourage you, if you have any children, to join us at the Kids Zone, because Raul is dedicating his life to making sure those children get the Unity experience. And today's daily word is wonder. I feel inspired watching a young child discovering new things, eyes wide open with awe and wonder. Even the smallest experiences, feeling the tickle of a butterfly on the skin or blowing the seeds of a dandelion, are a marvel and a joy. I think of this when disappointing life experiences chip away at my sense of awe and appreciation. Today, I let go of disillusionment and open my heart and my eyes to once again live in wonder. As I view life anew, I renew my belief in the goodness of life and all people. I open myself to the unexpected treasures happening around me each and every day. Wonder is a precious gift, one I use to appreciate the marvels unfolding before me. And today's daily word was inspired by Acts chapter 3, verse 10. They were filled with wonder and amazement at what had happened to them. Thank you very much.
We are entering into our meditation segment of our experience this morning. Remember to silence your cell phones, sit in a comfortable posture, and take deep breaths from time to time. We'll begin our meditation journey with a song. Let's begin.
So I invite you to close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath together. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. So I invite you to let go of the future and the past for this moment. Bring your awareness to your breathing, to your physical body. And if you notice any tension there, just relax. Release that tension. Let go of concern only for this moment, so that we may experience the peace and the inner stillness that is already present right here. In this calm, when you're fully present. And you heard that you are the face of God. So let that which you are become alive this day. For you are not your physical body, you are not your thoughts and your beliefs. You're so much more than that. You are the face of the Most High. So let this day be a day of recognition, be a day of realization in which you know beyond any measure of a doubt and with all the cells of the body that you are the offspring of the divine. Peace, abundance, joy, fulfillment, everything that we have been looking for outside of ourselves, it's already here, knocking at the door of our consciousness. So let us open up our hearts, our consciousness, our awareness, and allow the seed of divinity to be resurrected this day. You are that which you have been looking for. Rise up to the occasion. Feel it in your heart, the magnificence of your own being. Allow yourself to bask in the awareness of who you are as you begin to let go and to surrender all those limiting beliefs you had about yourself. You let go of any sense of unworthiness. You let go of any sense of guilt and shame. And you stand strong in the divinity of your own being. Just begin to feel it in your heart. Feel it in your soul. Let the light that you are come alive this day. Let your ascension and resurrection takes place here and now, as you acknowledge that indeed you are divine in nature. Know yourself to be loved beyond any measure, for you are not alone. Therefore, fear not. Rise up to the occasion. This is the time to celebrate who you are. You're bigger than your circumstances. You're bigger than your beliefs. You are perfect awareness, and you exist forever. So let us spend a moment in silence just to get in touch with the divinity of your own being. Bask in it. Let that which is within you come alive this morning. Yes, you heard, and it is true. You are the face of God. So stop looking for God outside of yourself. Turn within. Let it rise, let it ascend this morning. Yes, indeed you are. I hold you in my heart, you hold me in your hearts. We are one and the same. We are the face of God. Let the peace of God descend upon you this morning. Set yourself free once and for all. We are divine family. You are the face of love. You are the presence of peace. You are divinity itself. Let it rise from the ashes of your being and set yourself free once and for all. And so it is.
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, the cattle are standing like statues. The cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their head as they see me ride by, but a little brown maverick is winking her eyes, saying, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything is going my way today. The sound of the earth are like music. The sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, you don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willow is laughing at me, saying, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a day. And I've got a beautiful feeling that everything's going my way. Yeah. beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. And I got a feeling that everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Whoa, what a day. And I got, yes, I got a feeling that everything is going, and everything is going, and everything's going my way. And it's gonna be beautiful. I hope you can feel it, 'cause it's beautiful.
The amazing Wendy, our music ministry. You know, I really love, like, that song starts slow and there's such vulnerability in it, you know, and it's really very connected to what I want to share with you today, in that it doesn't have to be anything loud, right, for it to be big, right? And that, to me, really expresses that we can bring our bigness into every note that we sing, every moment of our lives. And it's just so powerful to be able to experience it. I also love that song at the beginning of service, Living Life Big, you know? And I really believe that we are intended to live life big, that life itself is to be experienced in deep and big and beautiful ways, and life is to be shared in big and beautiful ways. So you're all feeling the energy of it, right? You're feeling into the zeal. You've been doing the affirmation. Oh. Well, listen, you don't have to wait till the end of the service today to do the affirmation, because we're going to do it right here and right now, because every single moment when we are opening ourselves up to how we want to show up in the world, we can use this affirmation to invite us into doing it with zeal. And so just open your chest up, open your arms if you feel comfortable, and let us affirm together. Through the power of zeal, I am enthusiastic, audacious, and devoted. I live passionately, daringly, and wholeheartedly. Do you feel it? Right? Like the power of that, the power of us really stepping into not only speaking the affirmation, but embodying what that affirmation is all about. Now, for those of you who may not have been here for the beginning part of our 3-week series that ends today, just going to go over it a little quickly, but we've been talking about the power of zeal and the power of enthusiasm and how we can bring more enthusiasm into everything that we do and into our lives. And we've said that zeal is enthusiasm, it is audacity, and it is devotion. And we talked the first week about the 3 ways in which we can really harness the power of zeal: following our bliss, really getting clear about what brings us joy, and doing more of those things. We talked about getting out of victim mode and really being aware of the fact that we are the creators and manifestors of our own life and experiences. And we have talked about stimulating into ourselves a state of enthusiasm, a state of really feeling that zeal. And haven't we been doing that? right? Like the last couple of weeks, that's what we've been doing, stimulating that power within us and then allowing it to be unleashed out into the world, right? So last week then, that was the first week. Last week, we talked about once we know the power that is within us, how can we direct that power in really powerful ways? And last week, by the way, how great was it to have Reverend Chris back last week and be a part of it? It was really nice to have him here. And so he and I spoke about purpose and values and being very clear about how the more clear we are about those things, we can not only harness zeal, but we can maintain zeal. And our capacity for zeal actually grows when our life has meaning and when we give meaning to that which we do. So this week, we're going to talk about playing it big. It's about becoming greater than ourselves. Now, when I say that, I want to recognize that it's getting greater than ourselves, the lowercase o, that part in us that has the ideas of being limited, the self-judgments, the part in us that asks us very shyly to play it small, but we sometimes listen to it, right? And so it's really moving beyond that lowercase ourselves to that uppercase ourselves. Because the moment that I believe we move into our purpose and values in deep ways and live life to the fullest, we all of a sudden are able to be about not only us or our individual selves, but we are doing it for the sake and for the uplifting of the community itself, for the collective. And that is really powerful, to be aware that the way in which we show up in life in big ways has an energetic uplifting of the community and of the human family. And so we really do that by, and what I want to share with you is being clear and being intentional about the legacy that we are creating. Right? So we harness the power of zeal. We start living into our values and our purpose more fully. And then we start recognizing that as we do, we are having an effect on life. We are having an effect on humanity itself. And the more that we're intentional about who we are as legacy givers into the world, the more capacity for zeal that creates within us. Now, Lin-Manuel Miranda in Hamilton says this: what is legacy? It is planting seeds in gardens you never get to see. But the beauty is that although we may not see it, we can already envision it, can't we? And we can envision who we are as we plant the seeds and allow the joy to come through in knowing that we are growing something, and be able to envision the ways in which that garden will have an effect on those around us and future generations. And that in itself can also bring us a sense of fulfillment and excitement about life. Legacy is the residue of a life well lived. And many times when we talk about legacy, people go into, inheritance, right? But it's more than it's not about leaving what we've earned. It's about leaving behind what we've learned, right? And that's the way that consciousness continues to rise up and continues to grow and evolve, because we get it to a certain place and then we are so open to recognizing that those that come after us will lift it up even more. And heaven will become easier and easier and easier for us and those after us to be a state that we live in. It's more about passing down our values than what our valuables are. And that's why it's important that we recognize what it is that we value, so that we start living it in a way that brings about a shift in not only our consciousness, but a shift in the consciousness of humanity itself. And that's why it's important to have a values-driven legacy. Now, it's really interesting to me that this week, in preparation for me speaking on legacy, it was sort of bookended by memorial services. Last Sunday, we had the celebration of life service for Reverend Bill Cameron, who served this community in the 80s and 90s and actually beyond. And then yesterday, with Arnold and his beautiful family, we honored the life of his wife, Maddie Brundage, a member of this community who passed away last Sunday, 2 Sundays ago, or no, last Sunday. And so I've been really sitting with, what is it that we leave behind? What is the legacy that is in me asking to be shared with others? And I really recognize that the legacy that those 2 individuals left was living their purpose. As I heard more about Maddie and how she showed up for other people, as I shared and we discussed the way that Bill Cameron showed up for this community and those around him, it's really about living life on purpose and also supporting the principles and the actions that allow us to live a life of purpose with enthusiasm, with faith, and with trust. And Bill Cameron served this community, and we are all of us, living into his legacy. And that's something that I think is really important to acknowledge. Not only are we creating our own legacy, but we are living in somebody else's. We are here because they created the space. We are at a place of human evolution in consciousness because other people did the work. The master teachers and all the followers that continued the work. Now, it was so clear to me, the legacy that Bill Cameron left here. Some of you may have seen it or experienced it, but it was a legacy that wasn't only being shared about, it was something that we were experiencing in the moment. And so his immediate successor, Reverend James Trapp, some of you know who he is and started here while he was here. Bill inspired him into ministry, and Reverend Trapp was there. After Reverend Trapp came Reverend Chris Jackson, who preceded me, and Bill actually inspired Chris into ministry. And then there's me. But as I shared with you before, I'm a product of this community, right? Like this community raised me up. And so I'm a product of the legacy of Bill, of James, and of Chris. And that legacy of faith is, we're expression of it. You know, when Bill Cameron came into Unity on the Bay the first time back in the 80s, there were 30 people sitting in an auditorium of almost 900 seats. But he was able to have faith, he was able to have vision, and he was able to know and see that the ways in which he showed up would not only be a benefit to those that were inspired to join him, but for the generations to come. Can we do the same thing? If you look around the room and you see that we are the expression of those legacies, can you also have the vision of us continuing to grow, continuing to expand, continuing to evolve? Yes? 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 That is how we continue the legacy of these great teachers that we've had here at Unity on the Bay, by continuing to have that faith and continuing to be the expressions of the vision and make that vision even bigger. Think about the people that you admire. What is the legacy that they have left in you? If you think about it, what they've left in you is their values. It's their values. Pericles, who is a Greek philosopher and general, said, "What you leave behind is not what is engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others." What is it that you are weaving into the lives of others? What is it that you are weaving as your values into the community? How are they showing up in your circles of influence? What are the values that you are so embodying that nobody has to ask you what you value in life, because they are able to see it and experience it in your actions, in the way that you show up for other people, in the way that you show up for humanity? I love that we are clear about our values. If you did the work this past week of doing the practice of figuring out your values, more importantly than sharing those values with other people, it's embodying them so that people can start to feel them. And that's the kind of influence that we get to have when we play life big. Now, we're going to get a little biblical here, just a little bit. But I want to share with you a little bit about the story of Moses. Some of you know the story of Moses. So God guided Moses to move the Israelites who were enslaved in Egypt into the promised land. But actually, Moses never got to the promised land. He was told that he would never be able to go into the promised land. And yet, he had the vision, And he said yes, because he realized that the work that he did would not only bring about freedom from those that were being brought out of Egypt, but eventually the next generation would be able to live into the promised land. Imagine if Moses would have just thought, well, I'm not going to get to see all the fruits of my labor, so I don't know about that. Or imagine if he wouldn't have really taken on his purpose in life and been able to see that not only would it benefit those around him, but it would benefit the future and future generations to think about the way that he showed up in the world in those kind of big ways. Imagine if he would have not necessarily believed that he was part of the evolution of humanity, of the evolution of consciousness. Another person in the Bible, our master teacher Jesus, our brother in love, he said in Luke chapter 8, verse 16 and 18, "No one after lighting a lamp hides it under a jar or puts it under a bed, but puts it on a lampstand so that those who enter may see the light. Then pay attention to how you listen." This is where he said, listen clearly here. "For those who have, more will be given. And from those who do not have, even what they seem to have will be taken away." Now, Jesus' whole message to all of us was that we are the light of the world. That we are the light of the world. That each of us is an individual expression of that light that we call God. And in our human nature, sometimes we do put that under the bed. We put it under a bushel. We don't think it's worthy of it, or we get scared about it. We have fears, we have judgments about it, and we hide that light even from ourselves. But that's not who we are, right? We already know and trust that the light is already within us. And so the question is, how do we share that light? How do we embody it more fully? We here at Unity know that it is not meant to be hidden, but it is meant to be shared. And it is meant to be that light that brings those that are already open to the idea of who God is within them to an even deeper space of knowing their own power. And so it is for us to recognize the light, to be able to tap into zeal so that we can really live into it, then understand the way that our individualized light through our values and our purpose is meant to specifically be a blessing upon the world, and then just live it, embody it, and share it. And then it goes on to say, so for those who have, more will be given. Well, yes, from those who have their light, and they share their light, and they put it on that lampstand, they're going to get more of their good reflected back at them. Those who have zeal for life, expressing, embodying it, and really like allowing it to grow, doesn't that allow us to grow in our capacity for zeal when we share that zeal with other people? What happens when you know and see how you are blessing somebody? Don't you feel blessed? It is the power of, as we share something, it is reflected back at us in bigger and brighter ways. It is sort of like the transferring, the imparting of our values into others, and then we get to experience our values even more fully. And I believe that when we bless, we bliss. When we are recognizing the power of our blessing and we bless other people, that is when we truly live in bliss. Letting our own light shine encourages other people to actually recognize their own light. And when we talk about the uplifting of humanity, it's a communal work, right? So that's how we get more and more people to join us in recognizing how we can be in a greater state of consciousness of heaven on earth. I was thinking about it this morning. You know, I would love to live heaven on earth, but I'd love to live heaven on earth with other people there too, right? And so this is how we get to do it. So I've been thinking about how do we leave a legacy? And I looked up, a bunch of different teachers from Oprah and Brené Brown and Tony Robbins. And the reality is that most of them say the exact same thing. In order to leave a lasting legacy, there are basically three components. And the first one is to live your purpose big. Second one is to reveal your values. And the third one is to serve and be generous. So live your purpose big. It's understanding that when we leave a legacy, it can be sometimes daunting, or we think it's a little bit out of reach when we're actually not sure about the direction in which we are going. But that's what purpose gives us. It gives us direction. It gives us energy and power so that when things are coming up and it's not going so easy, or the judgments come up, or the self-imposed limitations, when we know where we are heading, when we know what it is that we are to share, when we know what we are to embody, doesn't that make it easier to move through those self-limiting thoughts, through the judgments that we've placed on ourselves? And so it provides to us direction and energy to be able to share our light. And Unity on the Bay, we're more clear about our purpose, right? Because we have done the work to become more clear with it. And through that, we tap into passion, and it is easier to move through everything, and our capacity for passion continues to grow. As Neil Donald Walsh says, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. And so ask yourself where you are living too comfortably, where you are playing it too small. Now that we're clear about our purpose, don't just think, all right, this is my purpose. Ask yourself, how will I live my purpose big? How will I do it in big and impactful ways for me and for others? Revealing our values, to me, is simply starting to embodying them more fully. Like I said, you don't have to tell people what you value. We get to show people what we value. And through that, we continue to bring more and more individuals into our own collective to be able to create the life of our dreams for ourselves and for others. You know, join other people that have similar values. Doesn't that make it easier to embody yours? I think that's one of the reasons why we're here at Unity on the Bay, because we are connected to the values that we believe are important for the world to experience, for us to experience. And so I trust that Unity on the Bay is one of those groups or places where you feel connected to the values, and you feel that as you support and are a part of the collective energy and consciousness of Unity on the Bay, what you are doing is supporting the values that you hold dear to continue on. You know, Unity on the Bay has been around for 96 years. 96 years. Many of us that are in this room will be around for its centennial. And so think about the ways in which we are living into the legacy of those that came before us, but think also about the legacy that we are leaving for the generations to come at Unity on the Bay. What are the seeds that you are planting? Peter Struppel says, legacy is not leaving something for people, it's leaving something in people. Third one, I could talk forever, but I promise I won't. But it's being in service and being generous. And most of you know that I could talk about it forever because my life is as good as it is. And believe me, my life is so good. Like, my life is so good. And my life is good as it is, because I have been of service and been generous. I learned that early on when I stepped into Unity, and I've continued to be in sacred service, serving with my time, serving with my talent, and serving with my treasure. It is knowing that I can extend myself not only to this community, but to humanity itself. Charles Fillmore says, we shall serve for the joy of serving. Prosperity shall flow to us and through us in unending streams of plenty. And so I invite you, as you are living into your values, look for the ways to serve and be embodying your values while you do it. There are so many ways that you can serve here at Unity on the Bay. And those are just all opportunities, not only for you to be of service, but for you to practice your values, whether it's welcoming people into the services as you come in, or helping with accounting, or whatever it is. It's like, what are the values that you will embody as you do those actions? And get into the practice of it and know the way that it blesses those that are a part of this community and a part of your own heaven on earth. And to give generously. And to give generously in many different ways, right? Like, so you can give generously on Sundays, but, you know, one of the things that I thought about a couple of years ago with my husband, we decided to do a will. And wills are an expression of our values. And so I looked at what I valued, and what I wanted to do, right? Like, so the places and things and individuals that I wanted to support and I valued in life, I want to support in the afterlife too. And so you better believe that Unity on the Bay is part of my will. You better believe that unity is a part of my will. And you better believe that my family and those that are lifting up the values that I care about in society and in the world are a part of my will. And I really invite you, I know it's a tender question to ask yourself, but to think about the many different ways in which you can leave a legacy for the things that you care about. Somebody that left a lasting legacy was Charles Fillmore, our co-founder. Now, Charles Fillmore was an interesting fella. One of the interesting things that he believed in is that he could live forever. If he really employed the practices and the principles, he could live forever. And mind you, science is proving that if you live the principles and the practices, you can lead healthier and longer lives. And I really am more inclined to what Andy Warhol says about living forever. He says the idea is not to live forever, it is to create something that will. What are we creating? And how will it have an impact on us, on each other, and on the people that we shall never know, but we trust will be touched by it? We can be passionate about it, and we can be passionate about how we show up in the world. And Charles Fillmore did leave that lasting legacy. He created something that we're all a part of, and now it's up to us to continue that legacy. So the invitation is to just don't play it small. Whatever your purpose is, whatever your values are, don't play it small. Don't hide your light under the bushel. The world is waiting for it, and not only is the world waiting for it, it is waiting to reflect that light back at you. So never repress the zeal, the force that is within you, welling up to do what is yours to do with a mighty springing forward of creating heaven on earth. Live it and share it. Many of you know that my favorite Eric Butterworth quote is, "You are the windows of heaven, and you will be poured out as a blessing." Will you let it pour out as a blessing? Will you let it rain, and let it rain so much that that garden, right, begins to grow and grow and grow? Have zeal and enthusiasm for being the windows of heaven. Can you have zeal and enthusiasm for being the windows of heaven? Yes? 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 Then now you're going to stand up, you're going to open yourself up, put your hands up, and let us once again affirm together. Through the power of zeal, I am enthusiastic, audacious, and devoted. I live passionately, daringly, and wholeheartedly. This is how we leave a legacy and become bigger than we thought we could be, but exactly the bigness that we were intended to be. Namaste.
I wanna do life big. I wanna do life big. I wanna do life big. I wanna do life
Wow. I don't know, but I gotta do life bigger. I don't know about you guys. What an amazing message, really. Just thinking about your legacy. Who are you? What matters to you? What are you instilling in those around you? What are you leaving behind? What's the 1% that you're leaving behind you? So powerful to think about. Thank you, Reverend. Well, we have an opportunity to be blessed and bliss. In Unity, we believe in the spiritual law of giving and receiving. Now is your opportunity to give in gratitude and appreciation. We encourage you to go green by texting GIVE to 1-833-245-5645. That information is also on the screens behind me right now. For those of you who are at home, that information is up on your screen now as well. If you are here in person and you need an envelope, please raise your hand and someone will bring it over to you. I'm going to give you a few moments in sacred silence to give in gratitude this morning. Thank you for your gift. You can place your gift near your heart if that feels comfortable for you. Let's bless these gifts together. Divine love that I am blesses all that I give and all that I receive. Amen. And now let's take a moment to bless our children in our Kids Center, our children that may be at home, and our inner child within us as well. We can rub our hands together, create some energy. Children, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, we behold the Christ in you, and we see you doing great things. Amen. And at this time, I call on all of our prayer chaplains that are here to come forward. If you would like someone to support you in prayer today, please find a prayer chaplain. I don't know if many of you know, but I'm a prayer chaplain and prayer chaplain council member. And our prayer chaplains are highly trained. They are professional sacred space holders. So please don't be shy. Come on up and pray with them. They would love that. And now, Reverend Juan, please come up and join me one last time. What is our action for this week?
Thank you. So for those of you who have been following along with the 3-week series and you have the worksheet, make sure you take a look at that worksheet. Those are some juicy, juicy questions that you're invited into this week. For everyone else, just continue to live into that affirmation. You know, don't just wait for Sundays to affirm it. Use it as you need throughout the week and just feel that energy continue to build up in you. Now, all of you, though, you have one specific homework or growth work that we're inviting you into. So you heard about Unity on the Bay Day. It's happening on August 20th. By the way, it is a really sweet time. It's a time of community. It's also extremely fun. It is such a great day for Unity on the Bay, and we want to welcome more and more people to be a part of it. So your growth work this week is think of 3 individuals that haven't come to Unity or that you've been sharing about Unity with, that you would like for them to come with you on Unity on the Bay Day, right? So you think about those 3 people, but don't worry, no texting, no emailing. All we're asking you to do is hold them in prayer this week. Whatever it is that they may be going through, whatever it is that you want them to experience more of in life, just hold those 3 people in prayer intentionally this week. Got it? Got it? Got it? Look at that seal. All right, let's stand so that we can do our affirmations of the prayer for protection, and we'll follow that with our peace song. And together, the light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We are divine.